Trump is escalating the war in the Middle East every single day. I'm just gonna read this Truth Social post for a second, so bear with me here. Israel, out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as South Pars gas field in Iran. A relatively small section of the whole has been hit. The United States knew nothing about this particular attack, and the country of Qatar was in no way, shape, or form involved with it, nor did it have any idea that it was going to happen. Unfortunately, Iran did not know this or any of the pertinent facts pertaining to the South Pars attack, and unjustifiably and unfairly attacked a portion of Qatar's LNG gas facility. No more attacks will be made by Israel pertaining to this extremely important and valuable South Pars field, unless Iran unwisely decides to attack a very innocent, in this case Qatar, in which instance the United States, with or without help or consent of Israel, will massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen or witnessed before. I do not want to authorize this level of violence and destruction because of the long-term implications that it will have on the future of Iran, but if Qatar's LNG is attacked again, it will not hesitate to do so. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. This isn't even the worst of it. The way he talks about military action, whether it be Operation Epic Fury, you're saying we're going to totally destroy and annihilate, that's crazy. That's insane.
Can destroy the country. I'm even allowed to impose a foreign country destroying embargo. I can embargo. I can do anything I want.
The way he talks to other world leaders is crazy. Two pertinent examples is the one he had with Japan recently, where he said, "Why didn't you guys tell me about Pearl Harbor?"
Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right? You know, he's asking me, do you believe in surprise? I think much more so than us.
He's phrasing it as if it's a joke, and then he proceeds to say, what was the other one? Man, it was so stupid. I'm not gonna learn your language to talk to you. You guys learn my language. I'm not gonna learn your language. Those two instances right there.
He's got a language advantage over me, because I'm not learning your damn language. I don't have time. I was okay with languages, but I'm not going to spend time learning your language. That much I won't do. Just give me a good interpreter. Interpreter, very important.
His conflicting and confusing statements about a lot of attacks, about military action, saying, oh, we did know, but we didn't know. This is back and forth about that.
If we ever needed help, they won't be there for us. I've just known that for a long period of time. We have some that are really enthusiastic. They're coming already. This isn't need. Need would be one of the big boys. If we need their mine boats, or if we need anything, any piece of apparatus that they may have because of a situation that they have, they should be jumping to help us. We want them to come and help us with the Strait. My attitude is, we don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them.
He's using emergency powers to override states all the time. Just always doing that. Don't know what that's about. Just continually using emergency powers when we're not in an emergency. Because of the sign-on bonus of a bunch of people joining ICE, a bunch of violent people are joining ICE, and they're not getting the proper training and protocol, and thus destroying a lot of people that are regular people and shooting at them but not having proper gun safety. That's a big issue. He said he was going to use military forces in other countries outside of the US because he wants to, because he needs to crack down on cartels, because he needs to fix everything, because he wants to have some legacy. I don't even think my issue are with the actions. Like, realistically, a lot of the actions, probably a lot of other presidents have done so before, right? It's the way he's doing it, the wildness of how he's doing it, the sporadicness of how he's doing it, and the long-term effects of how he's doing it, because gas has not dipped below 350 in the past 5 days. When it was at 273, I'm in Detroit, it was at 273, and gas going up almost $1 and staying there is horrible. I haven't left my house that much because I don't want to drive places because gas costs crazy. Now, I don't know if he's doing this simply because he is scared of not leaving a legacy and he wants to leave a legacy because he cares that much about leaving a legacy. I don't know. I have no clue. But here's what I am going to say. I'm going to talk about some psychology for a moment. A lot of people I speak to in public, just face to face, have this feeling right now, and it sits in my chest. It's not quite fear. It's not quite confusion. Something between the two of those two things. Something that does not have a name yet. But you know it's there because you wake up with it and you go sleep with it and it does not leave, right? It's between fear and confusion, between fear and hunger, whatever it may be. Good game, by the way. The feeling is that nobody is actually in control, right? That nobody has control. Back in the day, you imagine there was some semblance of U.S. governance, some control, and it wasn't because you were young. Your parents didn't talk about it. Now, my parents are scared. I've never in my life witnessed my parents, my authority figures, be horrified of the news. You don't feel like anybody's in control, though. Not the people on the screens, not the people making statements, not the people in the rooms where decisions supposedly happen, the room where it happens. The whole system is moving at full speed, accelerating, churning, and it feels like no one is holding the wheel. You know what it feels like? You ever see rocks thrown into water? No pattern, no rhythm, just impact after impact over and over again. One day, aggressive rhetoric. The next day, conflicting information. Then a sudden escalation somewhere else. The statements come out. The headlines, out of nowhere. Don't even know where they come out from. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a question sits that never gets answered. Does anyone actually know what they're doing right now? I'm not trying to be cynical, by the way. I'm not trying to be performative that politicians are all incompetent. I'm not doing that. I'm in a genuine, real question. When you watch the shifts, the reversals, the impulsive turns, when you watch things that should be handled with care get handled with, I don't know, just weirdness, chaos, uncertainty, you cannot help but wonder if the people making the calls or making them are just kind of reacting to what is they're not. It's like reaction-based everything. This president is the perfect metaphor for how we are as people with instant gratification and short attention spans. It's exactly how it is. It's crazy. I wish it was just one thing I could harp on and talk about. I wish there was just one thing I could say, okay, we could put all our energy towards this. No, it's the pattern of unpredictability stacking on top of itself. Each event does not stand alone. It piles onto the last one and the one before that and the one before that. Nothing gets resolved. Nothing lands. Nothing settles. Everything just kind of accumulates. And when you are dealing with global politics, war, human lives, people, us, me and you, that is some uncomfortable energy to be around, man. It is dangerous. Chaos at scale stops being abstract. Like at the scale it's at right now, it becomes something that affects people in ways that cannot be undone. I'm confused because, you know, and here's where it gets really strange. It's the drama. It feels like Stephen A. Smith is always in my ear for some exact reason, just always doing a post-game analysis, because everything is all consumable drama. Headlines are, oh, this is an episode, it's a plot twist, it's disgusting. The world is not being processed as something serious and fragile. It is being processed as something to react to. We gotta debate about Earth. We gotta turn it into content. Well, how can we debate about this? How can we have a conversation? How can we debate about that? Well, we gotta debate about that. Let's debate about this. The line between reality and spectacle has blurred so much. I don't know where one ends and the other begins. You watch something unfold that should make you stop, that should make you think, that should make you feel something real. Within hours, it is being clipped, shared, meme, debated, turned into talking points, turned into arguments, turned into garbage, and the seriousness evaporates all the time. It's kind of odd too, because regular people that I know are genuinely worried. It's such a weird emotional contradiction. Genuinely, real worry. It sits in your stomach. There's also something else. And while they're worried, I'm witnessing that they're also hooked. And that's where this emotional contradiction comes in. They're not on the bad things that are happening, not on wanting them to happen, just on the intensity, on the constant movement, on the feeling that every update is urgent. It makes them feel important. Every development is important. If you look away for even a moment, you might miss something. And people are so obsessed with being important that they're not worried about being safe. And that urgency locks people in, keeps people watching, keeps them scrolling, keeps them engaged. The system rewards that engagement, feeds off of it, turns it into more noise, more debate, more reaction. The worry and the addiction to the worry get tangled together until you cannot tell which is driving which. Then there is this ecosystem of people whose job is to talk about it. Like their job is just that, to analyze it, to react to it, to break it down. Turn into clips, turn into posts, turn into endless commentary that never resolves anything at all. They are not the problem individually. They are part of the problem and part of the machine. The worse things get, the more there is to talk about. The more there's to talk about, the more engagement there is to capture. It creates this weird relationship because I'm pretty sure some guy out there is loving all this because he's getting hundreds of thousands of millions of views because every day he has something to talk about in the news. He could just pick he could throw a dart at the board and pick something Trump said. Trump did this, Trump did that. And you could say that I'm doing that as well. You could say that as well because I always got something to say about it. But it's because it's so jarring. It's so jarring to hear all this stuff. I get like 8,000 views a video, which equates to $12, by the way. That's $12. I'm not getting a massive amount of money for all this stuff, by the way. I'm just talking because it's crazy. And what makes it feel so really weird is the speed. There's no time to sit with anything, no time to process what just happened before something else replaces it. One crisis blends into the next, one controversy replaces another. The overall picture becomes a blur of constant tension. You are still trying to understand the last thing while the next thing is already here. When everything is urgent, nothing can be fully understood. The mind does not get space to hold things, to weigh them, to fit into a larger picture. It just keeps catching the next wave, then the next, then the next. The feeling that results is not clarity. You're just left with this feeling of overall, I don't know, vertigo, exhaustion, maybe, I'm not sure. And through all of this, something else is happening. I've had this big issue with a lot of activists for a long time, and I think about this a lot. And I don't even blame the activists because they're just told that everything matters. The issue is that people are losing the ability to tell the difference between what matters and what is just noise. When every headline is dramatic, Nabisco is having child labor factories and China's planning a war strike and you gotta stop eating at McDonald's and the right is gonna destroy you and actually drag you on the streets and it's gonna be bad and trans people are turning your kids into frogs. Who knows what's going on? Every update is framed as critical. Every discussion is intense. The scale of that is flat. It's just flat. Everything feels like a crisis, which means nothing feels like a crisis. The signal and the static merge together. Here's what's killing me, right? Imagine this. This is so important. Back in the day, I don't know if you know about this. All the events in history, a lot of them happened at the same exact time. A lot of them happened at the same exact time. So many events in history were happening at the same exact time. It's crazy when you really think about it and conceptualize it. The things where you say, well, Abraham Lincoln was slaughtered. There's also a war going on. Wait a second. You're telling me the Geats and the Danes were destroying each other while this was happening? Yeah, a lot of stuff was happening all at once. A lot of discoveries were happening all at once. It was all happening all at once. But we didn't know about it because we didn't have access to all this information. So we were able to just go to work and not deal with it. That confusion creates anxiety. Deep, low-grade anxiety because people feel like something big is always happening but cannot always identify what they are supposed to focus on. The mind keeps searching for the thing that matters and the thing that requires attention, the thing that will make any of this make sense. Right? You know what happens? The mind keeps not finding it. You ever do a puzzle in a video game? You get frustrated and your stomach feels strange. You can't sit in your seat correctly because you're upset because you're not getting it. Right? That's what's happening. And at the end of the day, you get disoriented. It feels like the world is being run through a feedback loop of chaos, reaction, amplification, chaos, reaction, amplification, chaos, reaction, amplification. Nobody has stepped back long enough to regain control of the direction. I don't think maybe anyone can. Maybe the loop runs itself now. It is loud, it is unsettling, it is nauseating. And the most unsettling part is, while people are trying to make sense of it, while they are trying to figure out what is real and what is noise, while they are trying to hold on to something steady, the system keeps moving. It does not pause for understanding. It does not pause for clarity. It just keeps going. Full speed, no direction. It does not need anyone to understand it to keep running. That is the feeling. That is the thing sitting in the chest. It's disorientation. And this unanswerable question that comes with it. Does anybody know what they're doing? No, we're just all watching something move that no one is steering. I don't have an answer for you right now. I really don't. And I don't want you to leave this video without hope. So I'll give you a little bit of hope. I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today. And I ate this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I ate it without my phone. I had some water. And in that brief moment, my cat came down and sat on my lap. And as I was eating this peanut butter and jelly sandwich, as my cat sat on my lap, as I drank my water, I watched my light flicker in the top left. It's very nice. There was no noise. For that brief moment, I felt like everything was going to be alright. I want you to really capture those brief moments. Put your phone down if you can. Just those brief moments. What really matter now more than ever. There's a movie I saw recently. Really good movie. It's called Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up is this mesmerizing tale of how a meteor is coming to crash land and annihilate us as it did the dinosaurs before, which caused this incredible ice age. That is the intent and power of the movie. And it stars Leonardo DiCaprio and, oh my god, the other actor, there's a woman who I do not know the name of, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack because nobody knows, I don't know the name of the actor. But in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio is this nerd, a bumbling nerd who becomes wildly famous for discovering the meteor. And then politicians are debating, maybe we can use the meteor for a bunch of money. We can split it with a bunch of bombs and all this other stuff. We can do all these things. And Ron Perlman goes up to try to destroy the meteor, and he fails. And then the meteor is definitely going to crash land. And it gave me this crazy sense of anxiety because it felt very real. Tyler Perry is a newscaster. It's such an interesting film to witness because it's framed as a comedy in some ways. It's framed as a comedy throughout a lot of the parts of the movie. And the comedy to me, the comedy is how real it is. At the end of the movie, the meteor does crash land and take out all of humanity. We're all done. It kills everybody. It's the end of the movie, right? End of the movie. Kills everybody. It's a horrifying movie. Horrifying movie. Scared the hell out of me. But at the end of the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio goes back to his family, who he has abandoned, and sits with them. And they have dinner. And they're crying through dinner. They're laughing through it. And the meteor is coming to destroy them all. And despite knowing the inevitable is happening, they still spend that time with their family and eat dinner. I think about that a lot. That's what the world feels like right now. It feels like every one of us is going to get hit by that meteor. It's going to come down and crash and destroy us. We're going to be so worried about making money and doing all this stuff. We're not going to have time to appreciate the small moments that really matter. That peanut butter and jelly sandwich got me through a lot. It's the energy I have right now when making these videos. So, go have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, man. You deserve it.
Good night, be my Laura Angelo. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.